This is Pat Roque, the Rockstar Transformation Coach. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the Rock on Success Masterclass. The goal for today is to help you rock your planning. And interestingly enough, since it's Black Friday, the other piece of the goal is to help you not just get in the black, but really, really thrive way beyond living in the black with your business, which means how to take your great ideas and the momentum that we've been building over the last 5 days, or even longer perhaps for some of you that we've been working together, and how to kind of put that on steroids. What are the things that we need to do to really, truly catapult our business? And I wanted to both thank you for coming and just share a little reflection. Interestingly enough, over this last week while we did our planning, I promised you that I would walk the walk with you. So it was not just about me speaking at you or telling you what to do and not living in integrity. So one of the things that I really set out to do was to make sure that I went through this week in ease and focus and grace, and not to let the holiday get me crazy or the kids invading get crazy. And I'm going to tell you, interestingly enough, this was the most productive week, new business week, touching base with people just to say hi week. I had my groceries done by Tuesday. My cooking was done Wednesday. I woke up on Thanksgiving and literally sat on the couch, cuddled under a blanket with my college-age daughter, and was able to truly enjoy it. We set the table. That was the only chore I had all day Thursday besides the gym, which is pretty amazing. So I thank you for letting me inspire you, because I inspired myself to not let it get crazy. And that's part of what we're going to do now, is take a look at what are the things we need to do to make better plans and to get organized, so that if we can do it in 5 days, imagine how much shifting we can cause if we can do this in not looking at the year and then looking at 90 days. So the way this book was built was to give you time for pause and reflection. I purposely made it so you could snuggle up and keep it next to your nightstand, keep it in your briefcase, keep it in your golf bag, wherever you travel, so that it's always convenient to you. And the other piece was so that Big Brother does not witness. So if anybody's working, I don't think that's the case in anybody right here necessarily, but for folks, if you have friends that are perhaps in transition, where they're still doing a day job, which is where a lot of people tend to raise their hand and seek help, right? They're trying to still complete the mission they're already doing and figure out their next best move. So we created this so that, for some reason, mine to pen to paper seems to be a great tactile way to do it, and or you can keep a list. So what we're going to do is teach you how to rock your plan and start committing in writing to yourself. So the most important thing, let's do our gratitude meditation. Hey, John Parslow, welcome to the party. How are you? Turn your screen down just a bit, my friend. Welcome. You look amazing, by the way. God bless you. So good to see your face. So we're going to go to, we're going to recite the abundance and gratitude meditation, as I always do. And it seems even more appropriate than ever. Thank you, God, for all the challenges in my path, knowing they are all the right challenges at all the right times to help me grow and to become more. Thank you, God, for pushing me outside of my comfort zone and for making me stronger. Give me all that I can handle, knowing that I am strong. I am worthy. With my loving family, friends, and support team, I can overcome and learn from every obstacle. No challenge is too great or insurmountable. I am worthy. I deserve unbridled happiness and abundance. I'm thankful for each little moment. I am strong. I am beautiful inside and out. I attract heart-centered go-givers into my world because I am serving with spirit while doing your will. I will grow smarter, faster, and learn to trust the special friends you've placed in my path for guidance and accelerated learning. In your name, I will continue to give my time and talent and treasure from the heart to help transform the lives of others by using my special gifts. The world needs what I have to share. Help me continue to attract those who are open to receiving my gifts. Keep me humble and open to learning. In your name, I will continue to be a generous giver and an excellent receiver so that others may experience the joy in helping me too. Thank you, God, for this day and for every moment I breathe. May I continue to wash away my limiting beliefs, fears, and doubts from my past, knowing that the answers are indeed deep within me. I have the power to manifest my highest desires without greed, without fear, without desperation, or living in a scarcity mindset. Thank you for all that I have and all that I promise to work on in my mission to help make the world, my world, a better place today and for future generations. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you again for joining. So I just want to give a shout out. John Parslow has been a friend. We've been on a journey together for 2 years, year and a half, perhaps, John? And real quick, can you give a 2-sentence summary, say hi, and tell them quickly what's probably one of the 2 big transformations we've seen you go through? Can you share that, please?
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, about a year and a half ago, I met Pat and a few other people, and they definitely changed my life for the better. Believe it or not, I was 400 pounds at that time when I first met Pat. And I'm thankful for everything that I've learned from them. And Pat herself, she's a wonderful, beautiful human being, person, spirit. And I love her to death. And to date, I've lost 156 pounds. And I'm doing well, and I'm just about to start my new business.
Wow. I'm ready to cry. You have no idea how this man has grown and made himself strong from the inside out. It was not easy, right, John? Oh my God. I'm like, my heart is beating out of my chest right now. I didn't know he was jumping on the call, and I am so amazed. God bless you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing that. And oh my God, I'm like, my hands are shaking. I'm so verklempt. But thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my God. See, this is why I do what we do. Tell me that's not a Good Friday. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. I'm getting a grip. I'm sorry. I just really.
Oh, next time you see Charlie, please tell him that I miss him, and I think he's the greatest man on the planet.
I will. As a matter of fact, we're going to be doing, and I'll be talking about it, December 29th. One of my bonuses for everybody in the mastermind, I'm going to be doing a group, and I'll have it probably live in New Jersey and then do it virtually for my friends. We've got Doris is over in Germany and Matthew's out in San Diego. So, and you're out where, Utah, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Mormon Bowl.
Okay, so we went from New York to Utah, which is another big shift. But anyway, so we're going to have something on the 29th, and we're going to be inviting you guys virtually and also having my local peeps gather. And I hope Charlie will actually make it, and he's going to be blown away. So thank you for sharing that. We're going to jump on because this is important stuff. We've got a lot to do. The goal is we're not going to get it all done. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm going to teach you what I can in the time that's allotted and help you set up for skyrocketing success. And at the end of this, as you can probably imagine, I have some amazing programs and bonuses lined up. I'd love to have you guys join me as part of my mastermind, and hopefully that feels good. And if not, that's okay too. But I want to take you through, I want to empower you with some action steps to move forward on your own or lock arms with me and keep the momentum. My heart is open to you, and let's just keep sharing. So without further ado, when we talk about rocking our year, one of the most important things, and John, you can attest to this, and Paul actually, because you guys have been with me a long time now, I really try to keep people out of overwhelm. And I don't know about you, but one of the things that always had me in overwhelm is because I'm very creative and I'm very proactive. So it's not a lack of wanting to do things. It's not a lack of motivation ever. It's more a lack of, okay, chickie, nail it down, get focused, and settle in on priorities. So you can become your own best friend or worst enemy by how frenetic you let your business planning and life planning become. So the gift of this call is going to be to help you again, like we did in the 5-day, picture taking your year and your next 90 days. Let's pull it down. Let's focus. Let's get real so that And I'm going to forget who said this the other day, but I saw a great example where somebody said, write down your top 25 most important things you need to accomplish, and then circle the top 5 and throw out the bottom 20. Because realistically, if you and when you get through your 5, you're going to feel so accomplished. Those other 20 may still be there and you can tackle them, or you may tweak and modify, because once you've gotten good at the 5, you don't need the other 20, if you know what I'm saying. So in that frame of mind and in that piece of gratitude, you know that I follow the 5 areas that are most important. But I want you, like on page 38, how to rock your year. We're going to take 5 goals. Our family, which when I say family, it's blood, but it's not. It's family and friends and colleagues. So family are your people, your peeps, your tribe, your circle, the people that have shown up and mean the most to you right now. So what is your specific family goal for this year going forward? You can write it down. And when we think about the goal, I want you to think about why it's important, because how will you feel when you accomplish it? And this is really important, because setting goals that don't vibrate and make your heart sing, they may even scare the bejesus out of you a little bit. I want them to be important enough that you get that tingle when you write it down. Maybe even a break a bead of sweat. That's okay too. Because you're going to write down stretch goals that are important, yet achievable, and how you will feel when you achieve them. Does that make sense? And the second one is about finances. A very specific financial goal. Now, finances, it could be, I want to manifest, I will have X number of clients at X number of dollars, blah, blah. It could be, I will have $10,000 a month of recurring revenue, blah, blah. It could be, I will save $500 a month toward a down payment on my golf condo in southern Myrtle Beach or North Carolina. Does that sound like anybody's goal that could be on the Zoom? Yeah, I know. I can't help myself. But putting this out to the universe is a step toward making it happen. I put it out to the universe, and guess what, guys? November, I'm already there. I wrote this stuff down 2 weeks ago for next year, and I made my goal within 2 weeks. Kind of crazy, kind of just freaking amazing, right? So this sounds like dreaming, but I'm going to tell you firsthand, when you connect to the universe and tell the universe what you deserve and what you aspire to, as if it already were, amazing, amazing things happen. So how will you feel? A quantifiable, real financial goal, and how does that make you feel? Don't get stuck in the mud of how you're going to get there. Just say what you deserve. Make sense? The next one is around fitness, which, again, and I think you're all getting to know me well now, it's body, mind, and spirit. The things that nurture us from the inside out. John, I've watched you. You were such a prisoner in your own shell. And the negativity, can I share that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
You're pretty crabby about it and pretty distraught at the time. Yes? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's agreed.
Okay. And we had some long conversations. We had some it's not all sunshine and roses as you go through your growth process, because part of peeling back the onion and getting real about your goal is getting honest with yourself and about how much something really stinks or how unhappy you are with a piece of something, because unless you hit rock bottom, that's how you know you want to move forward, right? So in writing down, hi guys, welcome. So if you're on page 38, write down a very specific fitness, mind, body, or spirit goal for the year. And how will that make you feel? How will you feel? How does John feel getting on now? He just blew me out of the water and telling me he's a whole person lighter. He was basically carrying me on his back. for all intents and purpose. Right, John?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I can hug you from the front instead of you carrying me from the back. Your knees must feel great. But your heart feels lighter, I think, than anything else is what I'm watching in your face. So, what is your health and fitness, body, mind, spirit goal, and how will you feel when you get there? For fun. Life is short, folks. Life is short. My brother has stage 4 cancer, and he is in remission. And let me tell you something. One of the first things he did as soon as he got well enough to get the heck out of the house and the heck out of the hospital was to make sure he put fun back in his schedule. Fun is important. You deserve it. Put the fun on your plan and make sure, and that could be your me time. That could be, I don't care if it's a massage. I don't care if it's walks on the beach. I don't care. It's not about what it is. It's about making sure you put it in there, please. Check in the chat real quick. Do I hear? Yeah, I hear everybody. Okay. Help me with the monitoring the chat. Okay, great. So put your fun in how will you feel. And what about your fabulous career? And that's where these goals, again, become very specific. Are you looking to become the most recognized person on your team, Donna? Are you looking to have your business in place, all the business aspects of it set up, and actively coaching 10 clients a month, Doris? Matthew, we're working on your branding and your name. I saw you made a shift this week, which is even more cool because it means you're still percolating, and I love that. And you should still have what we did and the new and keep it, because then you can always go back and see what feels good. But how will you feel? What is your specific career goal? And how will you feel when you get there? We're good? Now, when we take those goals, this is where it starts to get interesting. I work on an annual program, but I break it into 90-day chunks because 90 days is doable, it's manageable, it's palatable. It lets you celebrate wins, and it lets you adjust your sails as you go through life. So I want you to embrace the fact that this is a fluid process. It's not written in stone. I know, me and my rocks, but it's how to build a rock-solid foundation, but at the very same time, it's also got some fluidity to it, so that you can build your plan and make it work and adapt and watch what happens. Because I'll give you a really quick example. So I had my specific goals about coaching and training and dollars and all these things, and I wrote them all out. And interestingly enough, I did a workshop, and somebody showed up. The man never said hello, didn't speak to me. You know, he participated during, but he scooted out of the room, didn't fill out a survey, didn't speak with me after, you know, and I thought, okay, that's great, no problem, because some people do that. But yet he's called up, he sent his folks to come work with me at another follow-up workshop, and now I'm going to be going in and executive coaching him and training his entire team on an annual basis. So it showed up on steroids, and yet if I would have just stopped and looked at it at face value, I'd probably think, well, I guess he wasn't that interested, because it was in his time and in his way, and it ended up 10x what you would have expected. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So we can ask the universe for what we want, but we need to be open and prepared for how the universe delivers the answer to us. Make sense? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Pretty cool, right? Who knew? And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, that's really cool. So how about if I take that model and multiply that out? And I now have 4 more appointments for clients doing that are working on paperwork to get it locked and loaded by next week. It's really crazy, but it works. What I'm telling you to do works. So when we look at Rocking Your 90 Days, page 39, Christina, welcome. Donna, welcome, by the way. What 2 goals would you like to most accomplish in this quarter? Now, think about the quarter. This is real-time planning, folks. What are when we look at what's going to happen in the quarter, you have things on the calendar and things in your life, in your family, and in your business, and the cycle of the industry that you're in that will impact what you do. So as you're planning, for now, realistic plans could be about how you're going to roll into the new year, because you're going to now have December to really kind of solidify and get your stuff done and organized and launch, so that as the new year rolls in, for whatever reason, a lot of people raise their hand and say yes to new vendors, new partners, new contracts, new commitments, new programs, new you, right? Right? The new year brings that new you. You're really smart for doing this now because you still have the time to get your ducks in a row and your tools and tactics aligned. The other thing, if you're ever in need of this, is that I, in the past, have found big buckets of money when I've gone to people who I knew were open or interested. It's not like I've showed up. I shouldn't even say that I have found money out of strangers, but some people have a budget, or even a corporate client. Some people have a budget they need to spend. It's a use or lose kind of situation. So if you're dealing with any kind of group or people like that, they need to shift money from here to there, because if they don't use it in this year, they will lose it in their budget. So Joe, this is a really big one for you, my friend. Donna, you too. So part of it is about taking advantage. It never hurts to ask people if they've got extra buckets of money that they'd like to make sure, because you can, if you are in a type of business that you can proactively help them. I actually helped someone take $250,000. I did them a big favor and took $250,000 in December. Woohoo, poor me, right? But they needed to do that or they would have lost it for the following year. So we set it up, we did the contract, took the money, set the plan, did it completely appropriately so that they were good. This is nothing like funny business. But don't overlook the fact that some people actually have money to invest that want to do this. Or, here's a big one. What about holiday gifts? People investing in themselves. Like, I don't know if I need another Chanel bag, but maybe some of the nurturing or some of the self-improvement I've been thinking about would be more valuable to me, or maybe to your clients. So, as you're planning your priorities, think about what's happening in your world and what's happening in your client's world, and weave that in. So what 2 goals would you like to accomplish this quarter? So that basically goes from now until Valentine's, roughly, right? Give or take. Why did you select these 2 priorities? Know your why. You'll hear me. I might be a broken record. I'm always about knowing your why, because if you're aligned, they continue to make sense. What has slowed you down in the past from achieving something? So in other words, here's your goal. Here, it's aligned to the why. What has slowed you down in the past so that that little monkey mind doesn't screw you up to get there this time? So let's honor the roadblocks or the obstacle right now. Anybody have something that might have slowed them down in the past that they want to share quickly, that they know they're going to kind of put some focus and intention toward to be better going forward? Or because this is new, is there anything that might slow you down that you need to make sure you get buttoned up? Taurus, I think you mentioned you have a lot of your stuff together, but you were looking for kind of action plans and how to, who and what next, in what order, how do you do your outreach? Was that right? As part of your wish list of what to make sure you get nailed down soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Who else? Anybody else have something they want to share about what they want to get moving ahead? What might get in the way? Donna, go ahead. You're on mute. Donna, unmute yourself for a second.
Okay.
I don't hear you.
Muted?
John, go ahead. Donna, you're muted right now. John, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear John.
Yeah, I think this all, relatively boils down into the one biggest thing that I learned, and I learned it from you actually a while back, listening to your seminar. Planning, business planning. The biggest thing you can do in any business. It seems ridiculous, it seems silly, but it's the truth. Write everything down, get all your ducks in a row, make sure you have the plan. This action plan is important.
And accountability was something that I know we worked a lot on.
Absolutely.
John said, put my feet to the fire. So we did. Donna, what about you? Is your microphone on now? Donna?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Definitely it has to do with follow-up. I spent the day on Wednesday going through a lot of things that I need to follow up on. I've met quite a number of extraordinary people through events I've attended with Pat, And now it's, I was looking at what my goal is for 2016. We're in the last month of the fourth quarter. And I know that while I may not reach that number goal, I can reach a lot more by just following up, because there's a lot of business out there and I just need to get on track with it.
So, Donna, thank you for sharing that. Can I coach you right now?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, mindset. Let's stop talking about how we might not reach our goal.
Okay.
Take those words out of your vocabulary.
Okay.
Because they don't serve you. So, as we're setting goals, part of the reason we set goals is we're setting stretch goals and we are working to blow them away. So what's the one rule in business, right? You always want to underpromise and overdeliver in life. So I'm not telling you to set safe goals. That's not my message. But I am asking you to set smart, achievable, measurable, smart goals. But I want you to really, really own the fact of how you're going to feel when you blow them out of the water. Picture being at an AFLAC meeting and them handing you an award for biggest growth.
Absolutely.
Picture that. How would that physically, literally feel to you?
It would feel awesome.
All right. I have to show you something really cheesy. Just bear with me. I can't help it. 1 second. All around my desk, this is from over the course of a career. This was one I did when I worked with WebMD, helping them blow away $1 billion in sales. I won the Fastest Growth Rookie of the Year award, and they announced everybody. We're at this big thing at the Diplomat in Miami, and they announced everybody, and they forgot to announce me. And I sat there like a big pouty lip, and I was getting a $10,000 bonus check for my performance. And they skipped me. And all I thought was, oh God, maybe they screwed up. I knew I had my math. I always know where my money is. And I started having monkey mind and getting frustrated. And I was just, bitch face came on. It was like I couldn't even wipe it off my face. And I told my manager, who went up to the president. And after the break, the CEO of the entire global company pulled me up on stage and did an entire accolades thing. I should have been one of, some other people. And instead they had to do this. They didn't have to, but they chose to. Because I spoke up for myself. I did the work. I made sure my numbers were right. I always check and make sure my numbers are right as best I can. I'm human, but I'm buttoned up when it comes to my money and your money and their money. And they handed me this, but this is $10,000. And a check. So how happy was I when I got off the plane? Everybody else had their check in the building, but when I got off the plane, there was $10,000 sitting in my account. This one was an award I won. This was actually with Isogenics, John. Crystal Executive. They told me if there's a goal, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and I got a $5,000 bonus. I wasn't planning on doing that before I joined. I got involved with it just to get healthy. The point is, when you start putting ideas and goals out, this is me. All right, so here's one from my Healthcare Businesswomen's Association. I became the head of membership, and I love this. It's a little like hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
And it says on here, time to make a difference. We grew the largest membership in the world for my chapter. But one step at a time. Focus, planning, getting a tribe behind you, and moving forward. And here's the last one. This is my cheesy little golf award. I just got this summer. I am not a great golfer, guys. I don't stink. I'll honor. Okay, I have good days. But I showed up one day, and I won this closest to the pin, and they handed me this. And I was like a 7th grader jumping up and down. Because you know what? With golf, you have 100 chances to stink and screw stuff up like every time you're out there. And I do some really bad, stupid, silly learning things along the way, but the trick is you learn and you get better. And every once in a while, okay? So I share these with you. They're all different facets of my life over the last however many years. But I have screwed up, melted down, and made more mistakes than all of you put together probably. There's a good chance at that. If not equally as much as all of you. So my point is to own the process. And I want you to shoot bigger, because even in a round of golf, you get 18 times to be right, and you still are going to be wrong 90%. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you for letting me go off on a little tangent, but that's the energy for everything you do, guys. You got to be up at the plate. Jeter and A-Rod, those guys are not just hitting home runs, or did not just hit home runs. You know, when the camera was on, they made all kinds of stupid mistakes, and they swung the bat and missed, or swung and got singles, or got walked. It's not always about home runs. It's about the training and the practice and the setting goals, so that you get up at the plate and you continue to, and you learn what you did right or wrong. So what did you do? What are your priorities? What has slowed you down in the past? 90 days from now, when you accomplish your 2 goals, how will you feel? And my teacher from Social Media Manager School, there's a quote on the page: work hand in hand with your calendar and gain confidence that everything will get done. Become the CEO of your life. That's what this is about, becoming the CEO of your life. You could be a company of 1. That's not the point. Become the CEO of your life. Own it. So far, so good?
Absolutely.
So on page 40, we talk about how to rock your month. Every month, what you're going to do is take heed of those big annual and quarterly goals. But you need to pull stuff through to the month, to the week, and to the day. Because if you wake up in the morning, I'm not finger pointing to anybody, but you know who you are. If you wake up in the morning and don't have a plan before, you're already too late, because you're now wasting valuable energy saying, oh shit, I'm not organized, and blah, blah, blah. You know, you do that monkey mind because you're not ready. So we're going to take our month, and every month I start off reminding you to rock it. Set your focus and intention for the month ahead, including any big income or progress goals that you want to make. What 5 important action steps will help me rock my goals this month and the success date I plan to get them by? So if we know we're looking at a year, and we know that in our next 90 days, which is going to go through December, rolling over into New Year for the people on this live call, right? What are the 5 action steps that you'll need to take at some point, and when do you plan on them? Put a date. Sit with your calendar and put some dates, and don't make them all the same date, God forbid, please. I've done that too. Like, oh, I'll do everything on the first day, or the first Friday, it'll all be done. Well, it's not going to. Don't do that to yourself. Realize your holidays, realize your time off, realize your family stuff, realize your commitments you already have. You have to sit with both calendars side by side. If you use a Google Calendar, that's a really good tool, or whatever else you use. I don't try to make you do more work. This is about intention to help you do better with whatever system you have in place. Like Paul uses Zoho. He needs to work with Zoho and make sure Zoho synced up to his iPhone. Color code what you do. So I color code my family, my fun, my fitness, my finance, my career. I color code my professional and personal development. I color code my paid time for coaching. I color code my golf, my volunteer stuff. So I have a color. My calendar looks like a big rainbow. But with a calendar in front of me and color coding, I'm going to say, what are the 5 action steps that need to happen over the month, and roughly, what are my success dates? But this one, this month I promise not to get in my own way by Joe Wesley. What is one thing you're going to promise not to do to get in your own way? What can we do to get you out of your own way? Anybody have one thing? Joe, you have something?
I probably have a lot of them. Do you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, good. My first response, you caught me by surprise. My first response
That's my job.
It doesn't happen very often. Was my slowdown, and my slowdown has not being effective in expressing the purpose and value of my business. And I get in my way by trying to say too much in one breath. and I lose people.
Okay. So, less wordy.
Yes.
Restructuring my intro, you're right, your 30-second, your elevator pitch, your 3-minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to tie into your About Me page. It's going to tie into your LinkedIn profile. It's going to tie into your storytelling. Right?
Yes.
That is so valuable. It's a fault of my own too. So I honor you with it. I share it. But when you can get that better, it will be one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Because what happens when you do that, two things are going to happen. The focus has to come, right? And honoring your gift and who your ideal client is. So the focus on who your gift and who the ideal client is has to come, because you're only going to have 5 sentences to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get you down to having just 5 sentences to tell that story, you won't need more words to do it, because I'm going to show you the exact paragraph to work through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you the exact journey. So one of the bonuses, I'll throw one out now. One of the bonuses for anybody that's signing up for our new mastermind, our mastermind people who are renewing as well, is that I am going to gift my entire Rock Your Public Speaking program. It's a $997 program. I am going to gift that to all of my mastermind people. So over the course of this year, and I will probably be doing that one sooner versus later because everybody seems to need it, we will actually go through the how to rock your introduction, how to do your storytelling. We're going to help you physically, literally clarify who you are, clarify your introduction, clarify your description that's in your About Me, that's in your LinkedIn profile, that goes on your LinkedIn business page, that goes on your Facebook page. Can you imagine if you had one story and you told that story consistently and succinctly across all your tools? How much would that help you?
Tremendous.
Because here's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, again, I had guests for dinner. My client, the friend was a client of mine from 9 years ago. And she moved out of the country. She's just moving back, and she came over for dinner because her house is being renovated so she can relocate back to the United States. She was overseas running her company globally in another continent for 4 years. So she said, I have no kitchen. Can I come? Of course. The more the merrier. And the first thing she said to me is, you seem different. And the reason I seem different is because getting in my zone of knowing who I serve has allowed people I serve to be attracted to it and resonate. When I tried to do too many things for too many people, people would be like, we love her, we know her, but nothing was happening. Helping people rebuild and build a personal brand and grow their business without losing their mind or selling their soul, that resonates with people, and now I'm able to do it. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So that's one gift that's coming. So that's wonderful. It's time I get rid of the toxins in my life. Every month, I want you to reflect on the negative people, the negative environment. Are you eating or drinking or talking to or listening to? And this could be bad music, bad food, too much liquor. I don't know. It could be any or all of those things. Toxic people are as detrimental, if not more detrimental, than eating fast food crap, driving around town and living out of the fast food drive-in window, right? So what's one toxin that you can remove in your life over the next month? Anybody want to share one? Anybody got one? John Parslow? You've done a lot of this.
A lot of this, yeah. Actually, I'm going to share two. Actually, okay. Toxic people. There are people who are always negative. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't afford it. And in my particular case, as Pat's well aware of, food, what you put in your body, that affects your entire being and your entire life.
So thank you for sharing that. And it's not easy. Interestingly enough, 4 of the people in my coaching group have relocated, physically moved themselves from here to there, have physically, part of their transformation has been physically picking themselves up and moving their life. New home in a similar area or new home many, many miles or thousands of miles away. So I find that quite an interesting common denominator, but it's about, and some of them are moving away from things and some of them are moving toward what they wanted. But it's an important piece of transformation. This month, I deserve more. What do you deserve more of? I deserve more. Not I want, not I need. Donna's shaking her head. Have I said this a few times? I'll keep saying it until you believe it. I deserve more. Matthew, what do you deserve more of this month?
I deserve more help.
Help. As in delegation? As in what?
I'm thinking about this kind of thing that I'm getting from you, this kind of coaching and breakthrough understanding. I've been, buddy coaching with everybody, but I always put myself in the position of being a coach, and I have been not knowing what I needed help being coached on. So now it's starting to turn around, and I'm starting to get a lot of help, and I'm like, this is good. This is what I really need.
Terrific. You deserve it. You do. And you are generous. And so that goes into that generous giver, excellent receiver thing.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve both. Don't just be one or the other, quite frankly, because as Donna witnessed, and we were doing a lot of things, and I said to Donna, she's really been stepping up, and she has been an advice giver and a nurturer and mentoring other people who've been stuck. She came to a live event and actually started giving advice, and I thought that is so cool, watching her shift. So you do deserve both, and that is wonderful. We're going to take that now and move them on to how to rock your week. So plan not only around your hot priorities, but use the space to keep track of the less sexy tasks, even when you don't feel like it. Big underline there. I call that my, Donna's heard this a lot, chicken list. So what are 5 important actions you need to take this week to rock your goals? They're going to carry you. They shouldn't be completely different from the month, but break it down a step further. What do I have to do this week? And what day? What's my success date? This is not, I purposefully made this a non-dated calendar because you're going to write the dates. You can start it at any time and it rolls over for eternity, right? So other things I should get done. So here's in a week, I want you to have 5 things to tackle and the success date, and then still put the another 3 back up that you should still do. And that goes to what we were talking about, right? When you nail your priorities and then get your kind of B-level priorities going, it really helps. There's a section to put your notable events and classes for the week. So whether there's something you're looking forward to or whether there are blocks of time you're not going to be available, but I want you to remember with one of our friends, Paul, one of his complaints, and I'm allowed to share this, was that he likes to meet local people face to face. He enjoys that, and he finds himself doing too much running around. So part of his planning, as an example, is he's going to do geomapping. So when he's going to be in northern New Jersey on a Thursday, he's going to be setting up, when he makes his phone calls and his lead generation stuff, knowing Thursdays is his North Jersey day. He shouldn't plan something in Atlantic City 2.5 hours away, right? Less running around means being respectful of where you spend your time and how you need to do that. So that might mean buckets of time, things you're doing for yourself and or coaching and things, but make sure. So another tip, bucket your time. So it's really great if you have, so Thursdays tend to be my networking days and my coaching and training days. So I make blocks of chunk available, and I try to do my one-to-ones on Thursdays. I will, if I need to, I will be opening up a second day. I have days where I tend to do road trip stuff where I'm out and about and running around, because I know. Mondays tend to be my me time, my focus, my getting organized. I also found that people don't necessarily want you to bug them on Mondays. My own observation. Everybody's nodding their head yes, right? So Monday is my butt in the seat, make sure everything is done and momentum and getting stuff ready and out the door. I plan on Sunday. My Monday is my day in my seat. My Tuesday tends to be my outward meeting day. My Wednesday tends to be, I do a lot of my video and recording stuff. So in other words, if I've got to record, I'm writing my third book. I know, shocker. Actually, 3, 4, and 5 are already underway. So my recording days, I can sit and work on a program and just bang out the videos and then put them up on YouTube and do my editing and stuff. So that's on Wednesday. Thursday is Chamber of Commerce and then my coaching day. And Friday, same thing. I tend to do a lot of that in the morning. And Friday afternoon, I usually carve off as me time, or exceptions to the rule. But you'll find it blocked on my calendar. I like to own my Monday and Friday, and I like to work like a dog Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Go with your rhythm. Go with what works for you. I personally, I'm really, really good. 9 p.m. to 1 midnight, and I don't want to work too late, but I notice my creative juices when I have to do the writing, the blogging, the crafting, the thinking out loud, when I don't need, not with other people, just myself. I bang it out during that time. I get in my mojo zone and it works. So if I'm going to be working until midnight, I'm not going to plan for my 6 a.m. gym class because I'm going to be too tired, and then I'm going to blow it off, and then I'm going to feel bad. So that would be a day I'll work till midnight, and then I'll take a 9:30 gym class or a 6 p.m. So I'm fitting it in. I'm honoring my own little time clock and fitting it in. Can you do that for yourselves? Color code it. Get it done. Color code it. If you don't see any fun, or you don't see any fitness, or you don't see enough family time, stop it. Fix it. This allows you to do those things. One mess I will organize. One mess I will organize. Every week, and I also on, I forgot what page it's on, it's in here. There is an organization checklist. And here it is. Getting organized is on page 22. What you do today will improve all of your tomorrows, is the quote on the page. It could be scanning all your files and receipts. You should put a day on your calendar to put your expenses in, log them in, so they don't accumulate beyond every 2 weeks or a month maximum. The business of running our businesses is how we're going to make money, and have money to invest in ourselves and to invest in the business and help our family and all that stuff. So some of it's not so sexy, like shred papers, set up online banking, client appreciation events. Every day. So we talked about your annual, your 90, your month, and your week. Oh, and meals and groceries for the week. When are you going to do your grocery shopping? When are you going to do your meal planning? If you're paying better attention to that stuff on the get-go, at the onset, you're not going to get stuck without good choices and then be spending ridiculous amounts of money buying food you don't need that you could have made at home just as happily, or you're not going to be eating garbage. And you can make big batches and then put leftovers and have them out so you can pull stuff out. Stuff like that's really cool. Make sense? On to how to rock your day. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. The book is set up. You write your day and date. You put your intention every day. Set your intention for the day. You deserve it. This is your intention. This is not anybody else's intention for you. This is your intention for you. Yes? And I have it lined up with a line per hour from 6 a.m. to evening. If you're not getting up, and early means something different. Some of us wake up at 4, 5, 6, 7. But I highly recommend if you start waking up earlier, you will feel better and get more done. I'm really, that was one of my focus things for this month, and it's made a huge difference. Shifting my clock and not staying up. I've been trying to get to bed by 11. Not easy, but I've been focusing, because if I get to bed by 11, I wake up at 5:20 and I go to the gym at 6 o'clock. And I feel much better. And I'm starting to look better. Like it's all that, it happens stuff. And it doesn't get in the way. I never get busy with my day and then have an excuse of why I'm not going to go. Make sense? So you have your clock. My top priorities, 2 per day. 2 priorities a day. Not 5, not 10. Pick 2 out of what you said you're going to get done this week. Pick your top 2 that you think on Sunday or Monday or whatever day it is. And like I said, if you do your bucket days so that you know This is my strategy and planning day. This is my phone calling and meeting people times. Some people like to make days of doing things. Other people like to chunk out. And Donna, this was a tip we used. I know that's been helpful. When you look at how you spend your time, if you have a 1 hour block, make 50 minutes. You can set an alarm clock. So if you're making sales calls and you don't really like to do that, 50 minutes, 50. And then at 51 minutes past the hour, you can get up, go to the bathroom, stretch, go get an apple, whatever you need to do. But it gets your butt out of the seat and makes you shift. It gives your eyes a break. It gives your throat a break. Drink your water. I have a 20-ounce, so this is my green smoothie I do. I have a 20-ounce water. I always have my water lined up. I do a bathroom break. Just 50 minutes, you can do anything. So even if it's your worst job on your chicken list, something you hate to do the most, for 50 minutes, you can do just about anything. So it gives you that, you already know the break's coming. And for a lot of people, I found that that helps. So what are your 2 priorities? What are the 2 don't forgets? Right? Chicken list first, and then my me time. Put me time on your calendar. Are you going to call an old friend? I have my wonderful headset. I talk about it a lot, but this is the how to walk and talk. I schedule walking, talking meetings now. So if I'm not with someone local and I can walk and talk with, I put this headset, it's noise canceling, noise blocking, and I go about taking people on a virtual walk with me. So if we're doing a coaching session, even Doris can do it in Germany. If we're doing a coaching session, we have our headset and we commit we're going to do a walking, talking session, we're both going to be getting in 50 minutes of exercise. Isn't that nice? Imagine if you do that a couple times a week, fit people in. And you can tell them that. People are like, wow, that's really cool. I'd love to do a walking meeting with you. Or instead of scheduling lunch meetings, live lunch meetings, I asked them if they'd do a walking meeting with me. I don't need to eat lunch out, and we're spending more money, and we're usually eating stuff we don't need. So if we can do it, we do walking meetings. I do live walking meetings. I do virtual walking meetings. I tell people, let's have a virtual coffee. I try not to run around as much. It helps. It also helps grow a global business. It's how I've got people from San Diego and Utah and Germany and New Jersey all on the line at the same time. At the bottom, every day, log things like how much water you're drinking. You're supposed to drink an ounce for 50% of your body weight, an ounce per pound. So in other words, if you weighed 100 pounds, you're supposed to drink 50 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, you're supposed to drink 100 ounces of water a day. I try to drink 100 ounces of water a day regardless, just because it's really shifted. People keep saying your hair looks good and your skin looks good. And I think that that has a lot to do with it. How many servings of fruits and vegetables? Do you meditate and breathe? I recommend you meditate and breathe. Use it with your toothbrushing schedule. If you're brushing your teeth at the end of the day and you haven't taken a few minutes to meditate and breathe, or put something on as you put yourself to sleep at night, you'd be amazed at how much better and more productive you will be. Show gratitude and praise 2 or 3 people every single day. It's not hard to do, but watch the energy shift when you honor people and share thank yous or praise them in a public place. It could be private, but honor people around you, thank them, recognize a good job. And I don't even care if it's your son, Doris, that did, brought in lunch and wasn't supposed to. It could be anything. They're big and they're small. These are not necessarily, they're not expensive things someone else has done, and they don't have to have taken them a lot of time, but honor people's contribution. Honor people showing up for themselves. Recognize even just that. Or that you've learned a little nugget from someone. Honor the fact that they put something out there and you learned and applied it and it's changed you in such a way. Like, in detail, tell them how you feel because they did this and it now has you feeling this way. Does that make sense? If you did that 3 times a day, every day, picture your 90 days. How would you feel? Where do you think your mojo and your energy and your vibration would be working at that point? It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Just that. Forget about the structure and the planning of your business stuff. Just that. Would that not shift? Seriously, it totally shifts. And that's what we're talking about. How do we make shifts that really change you and help you rock your business and your life? So track your sleep. Are you taking supplements? Whatever brand, that's not the point. Are you exercising how many minutes? Are you walking how many steps? The bottom in the fueling my body is about keeping your mind and your body in shape, because when you feel good, you can perform at a higher level. When you get sleep, you think more clearly. If I can help you take the bag off of your head, if you know what I mean, if anybody's been in that foggy brain mode, I was, and I got out of it, and that was a big aha, which is why I'm now preaching that it's important. I'm not prescribing a specific program. I work with a lot of health and fitness coaches or people who take this book and can use it. I've created, all my programs are created so we can work together. You can white label them. We can co-create a version of it for you, or you can put a custom page or pages in. We can redo the cover, co-create it, and have you use it to help with your training. Because what I do is help people monetize their genius and take it so that you're not just selling one-off, one-day coaching, one-time events, one piece, one buy. The trick about really being successful over time is if I help you learn how to be better to yourself, find your brand, and build relationships with influencers that are packaged programs or things that last and things that more auto-renew, you get people saying yes, and you get people, it's like Tom Sawyer with the paintbrush at the beginning of the fence, but it's going to be about your brand, your momentum. How do you get really good at doing this yourself, and then how do we surround you with people who love and will be your best voice box? Because someone else bragging about you's got so much more influence. And then how do you build those tribe of influencers? Do you remember the old shampoo commercial about they told two friends and then they told two friends and so on? I was a little kid. It was way, way, way back. And they used to keep splitting up the screen and saying if Doris told 5 people and then about her program, and they loved her, and then they told 5 people and they loved her, and then it went on. Imagine what Doris's program would be like. And then helping her have a structure and a way so that a lot of it becomes more automated, right? So part of the planning is around getting yourself out of doing the tedious things that take a lot of time over and over. How do we build a structure and goals around your business and your life? How do we make multiple streams of revenue with your genius and what you do? And how do we pull it out and execute so that you're doing long and short-term growth over time? Does that make sense? Question, anybody?
Makes sense.
Cool. So may I share with you a little sneak peek behind the curtain?
Mm-hmm.
Any
You
questions?
hear me?
Yes, any questions?
None whatsoever. That's a good presentation you've done. I've got tons of notes on that. Thank you.
Wonderful. You're welcome. I'm going to share my screen a second. I'm going to show you something real quick. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the introduction to Rock on Success. This is my mastermind group. And this is the place where the magic happens. Rock on Success is my free group. You know you're all there and welcome to join. Rock on Success is my mastermind group. And I built this out of need, out of request, because people really wanted a way for a few things. They wanted accountability. They wanted focus. So I want to show you what this looks like. This is actually Donna, who's on the call right now with us, talking about how it's rocked her business and her life. And you can always see it. This is called rockonsuccess.com/mastermind. And here's what we do. We go through over the next, it's an annual program, but we break it out into 90 days. And I take you through a 7-module breakthrough system that really changes both you and your business. So over the course of 90 days, every 2 weeks, you are given introduction to new content and information, but over time we focus on how to get laser sharp in what you need to do. Action, what are your smartest next best moves? skills. I have modules on how to rock your sales and how to rock your environment. I'm sorry, your marketing, for example. So marketing is kind of how do you reach your bigger audience with your global messaging. And then the sales skills could be your introduction. It could be your public speaking. It could be closing skills. It could be any or all of those. It might be actual coaching skills, any or all of those pieces. How to rock your environment, optimizing your surroundings, and that we talked about. It might be being better with physical people or reducing toxins in what you're eating. It could be changing your environment. It could be the ergonomics of your office. And then the other two are about money and confidence, rocking your challenges that are keeping you from massive success. So to share this as a referral link, let me do that. So you would click this button. If you have anybody that's interested in joining, let me know. I'm going to show you how to do the referral link. Because what happens is once you join, you get access to behind the wizard's curtain back here. This is mine. So here's the main content. We send you an email. Every 2 weeks you get new content released to you. But in the meantime, every 2 weeks we also, alternating, we have a group coaching call, which is very much, you now have been with me, whether you've been in the 5-day challenge or on today. We go through and do a mastermind where everybody presents their challenge, their win, and their focus. So, for example, December 1st and December 15th are the next Zoom meetings. So we use Zoom. You guys are already on and know what that means. And you get, here's all the modules. So you would get the information unlocked for Rock Your Focus at the beginning. 14 days later, you're going to get Rock Your Action. I actually take you through, so some of the bonuses that you get with me if you're signing up today is I'm going to take you through and give you the Rock Your Public Speaking, the whole program, which I talked to you about. You don't have to wait for it. I'm going to have that one set up. Tools to rock your sales, rock your marketing. Here's your environment and your confidence and your money mindset. So we're going to talk about rocking your public speaking. We're going to talk about, so that's a $9.97 program. We're going to do the whole boom, rock the room, and rock your LinkedIn. That's a $4.97 program. I'm giving you all of those programs. I continually throw out bonuses. So for example, another one of the pieces is that December 29th, we're going to do a live event in New Jersey, and it'll be a live simulcast for you guys. It's about rock your goals and gratitude. We're going to do vision boarding. We're going to do planning. So we'll be able to physically take what you've got going on from now until the next 90 days, and we're going to put a vision board to it. I'm going to teach you how to implement goals and gratitude. You will have, at this point, had about a month of working on your plan. And the most important part is my mastermind is not about, I'm going to stop sharing. It's not about, some of the coaching that we've all been in has seemed to me to be pretty hands-off. So we have these wonderful coaches and they send out these modules, but then you're supposed to figure it out on your own. Or you're supposed to kind of go through and gather up some of the other people in the group and figure it out together. But the difference is when you have a paid mastermind and a paid structure, you have accountability. You're going to be given leadership. You're going to be given structured content that's going to really change your life. And you're going to be given the opportunity to have one-to-one consultation with me on a weekly basis, an accountability, a touch point on a weekly basis, so that you have feet to the fire. Life is not a straight line, and I know you've all heard me say this at this point, but it's not a straight line up or down or even a flat line in the middle. So at this point, this is about helping you learn to grow. But if your business cycle is suddenly hitting you in the face with, oh my God, I had clients and nobody's renewing, or Joe will say, I've been doing this and all of a sudden I have no holiday sales, and this is totally opposite what's happened. I'm making it up, but let's just say, you know typically where you should be, and you've got to do something now because it's the holiday when you should be doing X, Y, and Z, and it's not happening for you. You can't afford to wait till I get to the marketing and sales content, right? We need to fix that and address it now, because you have to strike while the iron's hot. So if for those of you that are willing to step up and say yes to you, it's a small group, limited group. There are only 6 spots left. And it will include content modules, 7 modules, and we rotate through them. It will have the hot seat, and in the hot seat, you get a personal board of directors, a personal advisory council. That's the part where Donna can tell you, has that made a difference, Donna, in how you've grown? Why? Why? You're muted. Hold on, you're muted. Let me unmute you. Or you have
it's important for a number of reasons. And I said this, I guess, on the call the other day. It's important for you to understand that while you're here doing your business, you almost feel like you're isolated and alone. When you're in the mastermind group, you realize that your situation or your foibles or what you're having so much trouble with, other people are having trouble with. So it's not just you, and I think that makes you feel a little bit, I don't know, a little bit better that it's not just you, it's not me, it's not my company, it's the fact that maybe I need to figure it out, and there's other people giving you suggestions. And sometimes there's issues that other people raise that you were thinking about but didn't feel comfortable enough to raise, kind of thing. And there are issues that you're facing as well. It's a great collaborative method of meeting with people, and they're from all over the world and all over the country, that their issues are your issues, and you can work them out together. And it's always good to have a different point of view, because sometimes you get into that monkey mindset. I am a notorious self-sabotager, and I need somebody to sort of shake me or hit me in the face and say, stop doing that, you need to move forward. So I think it is a great group. We're very supportive. I've said this before. I have had a business coach, a strategy coach in the past. Pat's mastermind, Pat's coaching is very different. She does invest in the people that she coaches. She takes an interest in them. She's not just there for the module and then you never hear from her. I hear from Pat on a daily basis, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Rock on Success Mastermind. She's always there. You can reach out to her. You can ask her a question. She's very much part of you. She takes a genuine interest in you. And I think that that's really important. And I have to say, it's been I'm still a work in progress. I got a lot more to work on, but I know that this has been 90 days where I could have done better in a lot of things, but it's been a good thing. And it's been 2 steps forward and maybe 1 step back, but I'm moving, and I am moving forward. And I think that that's phenomenal. And I don't want to get too mushy or gushy, but Pat is a phenomenal person. I mean, I have had virtual hugs from her. I've had hugs in person on my one-to-one. And those are important because there are things. That's the other thing. She handles your whole life, not just your business. Because how you wake up and how you feel in the morning, what you put in your body, what you're thinking about, your family, it all impacts your business. And she handles all those 5 facets. And it's just an incredible thing. I would absolutely, positively recommend that everybody do the mastermind. Okay?
There you go.
I wasn't too gushy. If you want gush, you got to hear the other phone call. I forget, was that Thursday's phone call or Wednesday's phone call? Got a little mushy there.
Yeah, okay. It's all good, though. It's all good. Christina, would you like to say hi, unmute yourself, and say hello if you're able to? It's nice to meet you, and I'm grateful that you're on the call. Some people just dial in and we can't, they're in a place where they're not able to participate. Hi. Hi. How are you?
Hi. How are you? Yeah, I wasn't able to fully participate, but I really appreciated Matthew introducing me to you and got a lot out of this. So thank you so much. I'm in San Diego as well, so.
We're coming.
So thank you so much, Pat.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do real quick, if you don't mind.
I am a business coach and a healer. And so I work primarily at this point with women on the inner game of money. So that's the big thing that I do and what I'm super passionate about. So we can bring our gifts to the world. There's so many that are needed. So that's what I get to work on. And I also do business coaching in some other areas I'm beginning to do, because I worked as a scientist and I worked in the environmental engineering field. And so I'm beginning to reach out and to be coaching those consulting firms that I spent so many years working in. So
you can see firsthand where the need is, right?
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
great. Welcome. Oh, and here comes trouble.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul. Welcome back. Can you hear me? Thank you for joining us. Paul? Paul?
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back. You came just in time. So we just kind of walked through. You're going to be able to hear the recording. I know you had to step out, and I appreciate that you were able to step back in. So I was just talking to people about the mastermind and what the commitment is. I will only work with people, and you guys can attest to this, I only will work with people who have skin in the game, who will show up for themselves. It has to be a complete and utter open flow of communication. Everybody signs a confidentiality agreement, because you indeed will become each other's surrogate board of directors, your personal advisory council. So it's really important that everybody is willing to be a giver and a receiver, that everybody's willing to share advice, that everybody's willing to think out loud, that everybody's willing to show up for themselves and for the other people. So I cherry pick who I work with, not to sound like a snob, but this is really important to me, because we all have skin in the game. We all have a commitment to each other to grow better, to become each other's cheerleaders, because the things that we share in here make a difference. Because some people in the group have had issues with spouses or family members. You can't, and I mean, my husband's phenomenal. He's here. He's a CFO. He's got such a different mindset and work ethic and style, and we're going to be married 25 years, but we're so opposite. So, but some of the things we talk about in this group, it sounds different if I'm asking you for advice versus if I ask my husband, who has a complete emotional and financial attachment to whatever comes out next, right? So this is a place where we get to think out loud together, with no judgment, with no excuses, with complete accountability, and with utter transparency. Because if you show up and give raw from the heart, you're going to be able to grow faster, because we're going to peel away all the bull, right? There's no bull. This is a no bull zone. Because if you call bull, am I the first one to call you out on it? If we get, this is not shiny penny. This is not where people step in. Hi, Nancy. This is not where people step in and just talk about what's working well. We want you to share what's working, because what's working for you can help other people. We want you to share where you're stuck, because again, like Donna said, if you're stuck, somebody else is. And we want you to bring a focus issue to the table so that we can focus, because our time is valuable and we are all busy. So we want to make sure that we are moving ahead together. So you get the content every 2 weeks. I post comfort zone challenges. Wait till you see the comfort zone challenges I have lined up for you for this next round. It's going to be fun. They're harder, which is good. So my job is to push you out of your comfort zone. My job is also to help you stop with the BS excuses you're giving yourself. And my job is to help you get out of overwhelm and get yourself a little better focused and organized. Paul, is there anything I'm missing? Can you tell them a little bit? Has there been any shift with you at all since we started working?
Since we started working?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key word is focus. And you have driven me to focus on the things that are going to get me to my goals, which are very lofty. I've kind of been down financially for 7 or 8 years now, and I'm sitting right on the edge of getting back to a better place. And it's very exciting. And your coaching and you're helping me focus on the stuff that's going to get me there because I have a tendency to be unfocused, has been great. So yeah.
And the other thing about energy and positivity, the shift I think I've seen in you and your attitude and the conversations that you have with us in the group, and when we now see you out navigating out in public, so to speak. Because he's in New Jersey also, so we get to physically see each other at some chambers of commerce and stuff. Has there been a little shift in any of that for you?
No doubt, no doubt. And in fact, my family, who I haven't seen, I don't see my kids all that often because they don't live, they're away at school, or they lived. My daughter was in Maryland. Anyway, they came home for Thanksgiving, and one of them, my older daughter, actually said to me yesterday. She said, "Dad, you seem different. You seem like you're in a much better place." And I said, "I am. I really am." She said, "Yeah." She said, "I can tell you're better. You're happier. You're up. You're whatever." I don't remember what she said exactly, but that was validation for all of this.
Cool. So thank you. It really is about helping you rock your business and your life without selling your soul or losing your mind. So if you are in a place where you have not been, either you're starting a new venture and you want to grow faster, better, smarter, stronger, faster, the joy of doing the one-on-one with the mastermind, I call my VIP mastermind, the joy in that is that you get accelerated learning. So Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich talked about masterminds and how Henry Ford and Edison, Einstein, all these people, but some of them were in groups together, actually masterminding together, which is kind of crazy and amazing. But imagine what happens when you have collaborative learning. You get to make faster, smarter decisions. That's part of the secret. You're not sitting alone in a bubble trying to figure out, how do I grow a business? How do I start a business? I've been an entrepreneur, for those of you who don't know me well enough, since 1988. I've run a successful business since 1988. So I've been doing this a long time, but shifted the focus and have really embraced this whole coaching and rock your business and your life for the last, it's only been a year and a half. And in the last just couple of weeks alone, have turned around and made quantum leaps, because I finally took my own advice and got focused and set these plans up, publishing this book, doing this group course. You learn by giving. If throwing a group, for example, is part of your goal, if you want to learn how to monetize your genius and find multiple streams of revenue, there are definitely ways to take what each and every one of you do, because I am not encouraging you to just sell your time one-to-one. It's exhausting. I did that the first 18 years of my business. I sold every minute of my time, and then I hired people and I sold every minute of theirs, and we were so tired. We were completely exhausted. And when I stopped working, the money stopped coming in, because I was trading time for money. So the one commitment I make to myself and the commitment I make to you is join the Rock on Success Mastermind, do the VIP program. We will go through all those 7 modules. You will have coaching and accountability, one-to-one every week. I will do a 2-hour intensive with each of you if you're going to sign up today. You will have the Rock Your Public Speaking, which is a $9.97 value. You will have the Rock on LinkedIn. I will do a one-to-one and walk you through your LinkedIn profile. Let's get that set up. And we will do the Rock Your Goals and Gratitude December 29th. You can mark your calendar, because that will be the date for the Rock Your Goals and Gratitude, which is going to be another live event, a recap. And I will have a retreat. I'm just exploring some places. We're setting up some pre-planning for that now. So for anybody that's going to prepay in full for the year for that, you'll get a free ticket to the Rock on Success retreat. That'll happen. It might be San Diego, as a matter of fact. That is one of the spots. San Diego, Arizona. I've got people asking me to do it with them all over the place. But that and the introductions to some of our key people, I think, as you've seen, even Doris, in just the last couple of days, I care about you and I pay attention. So I am connecting you personally to clients that might be good for you, to resources that may help you, to low-cost ways to promote your business. I do that every day, all the time, because it's just instinctively what you deserve and what I like to do. So if anyone would like to schedule a one-to-one with me after this call, yes, raise your hand. I'd be happy to put a message in. On my calendar, you can only schedule days ahead. If you want to talk today, John, we can do that. Anybody else want to actually have a one-to-one and talk about getting you onboarded, or if you have questions, there's no pressure here. I love you to death. You can do my free Rock on Success group. You can do my free LinkedIn program. There's lots of easy, low-cost ways to do little pieces. But the goals and gratitude, this is about showing up for yourself. Matthew and Christina, make sure I get your address, because I'm going to send you an autographed copy of my planner. I'm going to mail you a live copy, so you have it. I don't have it already, so please do that. But I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you for showing up for yourselves. That's really important to me. And I hope that this was indeed not just a Black Friday to get your business in the black, but I hope that it was a good Friday, because I hope that did you all learn something valuable today? Was this helpful? So I hope that you go out, kick some butt for the rest of the weekend, and really take it upon yourselves to own your gifts, share them with the world, and stop making yourself crazy while you do it. You can do this. You deserve it. So God bless you. Thank you for your time. Private message me and we can talk. I have a little bit of time now. We can do that. We'll jump off the Zoom. We're going to end the recording. And I value you. Join the Rock on Success group and chime in there. Tell people what you thought. And thank you so much for honoring yourselves. I'm thankful for all of you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.
Thank you.